Hey guys, Mineral here with a quick little channel update. Now, if you have been a subscriber to this channel, you've probably noticed that I've scaled back a little bit on the content creation side lately, and if you follow me on social medias, you've probably also noticed or figured out why that is. Now, if you have missed it, I will be joining the Boston Uprising coaching staff for next year and will be making my return to the Overwatch League for the 2020 season. Now, before I talk about what that entails for this channel, I just want to take a quick moment to thank everyone for their support over the last couple of months. When I decided to part ways with the Florida Mayhem, I knew that the road back would probably be tough. I completely understood that I would probably have to wait towards the end of the season or until 2020, simply because there isn't as much staff movement mid-season as there is in terms of player personnel, which is why it was very important for me that I stayed busy during this time and actually challenged myself maybe in a different avenue, which was this. It was streaming, it was creating content, trying to explore that creative itch, if you will, while also building kind of a community where I can still teach players, kind of keep my coaching muscle working, right, not let it atrophy. And I feel like we accomplished all those things here with the Mineral Miners community. We have a Discord channel at Mineral Miners with over 400 people strong, and I do hope that I created a place for where people felt like they can be comfortable coming in and just learning about the game and not being afraid to ask questions, just being kind of a resource to the people. And in return, I have received a ton of love from you guys. It's been really awesome to create content for you. I really felt the gratitude along the way, and it's made this sort of chapter very enjoyable for me, as well as being kind of a learning curve for me as well. We did around, I think, 30 coaching sessions with community members, and we did a lot of analytical streams, especially covering the Overwatch League. And that was kind of one of my goals as well, to try and take the general audience and try and educate them in a way where they can enjoy the game at a higher level, because I think Overwatch is so complex in its nature, and I think that it's enjoyed much more when you understand the little intricacies, the little strategies that everyone is trying to execute, and you understand these basics, and then you can understand the game at a higher level. I certainly felt the same way when I was following the NBA, and the more I learned about kind of the X's and O's, the more I could see the game in a different light. And that was one of my goals as well, and I hope that I helped some people achieve that at least. I think we also did around 8 episodes of the Tempo Shift podcast, and that again was an avenue that I really wanted to explore. I love podcasts. I listen to them all the time. I think now we do see a little bit of an uptick in terms of the podcasts that are produced in the scene, but I felt like there weren't that many. So it was very fun to explore that and kind of host guests and figure out how to interview them, how to make for an interesting discussion. It was definitely very challenging. It wasn't something I was comfortable with in the beginning, but I felt like across the 8 episodes, I grew in that department as well. And I think, again, the reception has been pretty positive for Tempo Shift. So I am very happy that we managed to bring some quality content, hopefully, to the fans in that regard as well. Have some interesting discussions with the players and the coaching staff and all the personalities that I had the pleasure of talking to or interviewing. And also, kind of as a side note, something I wanted to mention as well, now that I'm kind of going back to full-time coaching, is that there are a lot of good content creators here in the Overwatch scene, and it isn't easy by any means. There isn't a lot of money in it, for sure. Most guys and girls are doing it out of passion, and I just want to kind of urge the audience to really support them, even if it means just leaving a positive comment. It makes a huge impact, because as a creative content creator, you're always looking for ways to get better, and when you see sort of the gratitude in the comments and you see positivity, it really can help you push forward and motivate you to make more and more and improve more and more, because it is not easy. So really, I just urge the audience to go to these guys and girls who have been creating content for a while, who are really grinding it out, and show them your support in whatever means necessary, whether that's monetary, whether that's just showing moral support. It does make a difference. I know it does. So really just want to kind of put that in there as well before we round this off, to give a shout out to my fellow content creators. Now, what does this entail for the channel? Long story short, I will not be making content here in the foreseeable future, and there are multiple reasons for that. Number one, obviously, when you are part of an Overwatch League team, you are a little more limited in what you can say. You have to kind of conduct yourself in a professional manner, which I still feel like I did in this channel. But ultimately, you are a representative not only of yourself, but also an organization, which is why even when I was with the Mayhem, you didn't really see me being very outspoken or as outspoken maybe as I tried to be on this channel. And you have a duty to your team and your players more so than kind of the general audience, the way I see it. And that brings me to kind of the bigger point, is when I actually join a team, I kind of, I don't want to say I get obsessed with the team, but I commit all of my energy to it. There's really nothing else that matters. I only really have time to kind of take care of my own health and also focus on everything I could do to make the team better or to make it function in a better way. And with that in mind, I can't, if there's any time that I can spare, rather than sparing it on kind of a side project, I want to commit to the team. And that's just kind of the mentality that I've always had as a coach. I feel like it's one of my duties to kind of always be there for my players. So that is kind of the bigger reason why I cannot really afford to commit time while I am working on a team to running a YouTube channel as well. And it's just kind of how I function as a person, I guess. I can only really commit myself to one thing because I always want to try and achieve mastery in my craft, right? And which is why I did have a lot of offers, both in content creation and coaching during these last couple of months. But I just chose to kind of pursue this for a while until I felt like the correct or the right offer came around, that I felt comfortable pursuing it. And yeah, which is why kind of this channel has to take a bit of a backseat to my future plans moving forward. Beyond that, just very thankful to the Boston Uprising for giving me the opportunity and trusting me to work with the team next year. I know the team perhaps hasn't had the best season this year, but I can guarantee you that I will do everything in my power to make sure that that changes for next year. And again, just appreciate the support you guys have given me through this venture. I would urge you to go and support the Boston Uprising moving forward as well. I am very excited to kind of travel around the world as well, see different cities, play in different homestands. There's going to be so much more fan interaction across the board, and I'm truly excited to be part of it once again with the Uprising. So, a huge thank you to the Boston Uprising as well, and hopefully I will be able to see you guys over at all the venues that we will be playing at across the world. And yeah, until next time.